How's it going, everybody? It's been a while, and a lot's changed. Been a little bit over 4 years. Looking at my last video I uploaded, which was about some Nikes, it looks like. Yeah, it's been a long time, so I did want to make a new video, show you what's been going on. I'm sure the title of this video will assume some sort of thing, subject matter, but for right now I'm just kind of rambling. I do have something I'm going to show you. That'll be my truck. I just got done with the issue with it, and I had a really good result from that, having that issue. So I'm glad it kind of happened, and it showed me another issue, and we were able to fix it all in one go. So it won't be shoes, it won't be video games, none of that. This is about my truck. I have technically it's a 2019 Silverado, but it's the LD, so the Legacy, meaning it's the 2018 body style, just with the VIN of a 2019 regardless. 5.3 liter, four-wheel drive, is black. Done a couple things to it. Tail lights and little things like this and that. Did the center console swap in it. That was not too bad. And then the most recent thing I did was the cam. DOD delete, BTR stage 2 cam, new springs and push rods and thises and that's and everything under the sun. Long tube headers, Speed Engineering with the Speed Engineering X-Pipe kit, dual exhaust all the way out the rear of the bumper. Sorry, brain fart, it's my day off. So yeah, we got like the quad tip Corvette exhaust, and I'll show you. Just got some mufflers put on there the other day, two Spintech 6000 single in single out, and this is dual 3-inch exhaust pipe. So it sounds really good, and we'll get impressions of that too. But real quick, I just wanted to kind of go over the issue I had and the other issue I had, and then we fixed the issue. So what was happening was I got the mufflers on last week. Been romping around a little bit. I don't do burnouts or go racing or nothing, but I'll rev it up. I'll make sure it ain't blowing no smoke or nothing like that. But so I was showing one of my buddies my mufflers, and I gave it a quick rev, just in the parking lot real quick. Nothing crazy, didn't floor it or nothing, and went inside the shop where I was at, came back out, cut my truck on, and it sounded fine. But I noticed my wideband sensor, I have the AEM wideband, I noticed that it wasn't reading. I thought that was kind of weird, so I checked the connections, nothing there. Was only right down the road from my house, so I jumped in my truck, drove it home, and I noticed on my drive, when I was accelerating, I would start to get a reading, but it was really high. It was like 2 lambda, 1.9, something like that. Dangerous levels if it was true, but it wasn't, thank God. I would have definitely felt 1.9 or 2, I'm sure. But I could hear a lot of noise, i.e. the band clamp from the header collector moved off or something like that, loosened up. Okay, cool. So get home, pull it in, check it, yep, boop, came right out. And what they did is I bought the big wide ones when I bought all this stuff, gave it to the shop that did this, paid the extra money for those clamps. They came with the free ones, but let's buy the nice ones and just use those. My thinking, well, these folks at Waco Performance didn't use those band clamps, didn't give them back to me, so they kept them. I asked for my Black Widow muffler back from my previous setup, didn't get that or my cat's back like I asked for, but it's fine, it's all good, I don't care. I asked for it, I didn't get it, okay. But then the issue arose with this, and that band clamp came right off. Well, if you would have used the shit that I told you I bought, it may not have been an issue. Regardless, I kind of had a feeling when I initially saw that they didn't. I went ahead and bought some band clamps and already replaced one. Got some Evo Energy ones from Amazon, and they're fine. So now that this happened, I removed the other band clamp. Got that off this morning. I had to let it soak a little bit because it was, heat cycled quite a bit. Let it soak in some PB, and then went out there this morning, ripped it right out, and got the new one on. Got it lined up, tightened down. Cool. Well, the problem I've been having that I've noticed was my wideband sensor was running pretty lean. And I know every vehicle's different, every cam's different, but for the majority of the stuff that I've learned, and I don't know a lot, but I know that it shouldn't run lean. If anything, you'd rather it run rich than run lean. So I always had that in the back of my head, and the truck always ran fine. It never seemed like it was running lean. So hey, maybe that's just how the truck is, and that's how we drive it and get it down the road. Cool. Well, band clamp issue pops up. We swap it out for the big wide Evo Energy 3-inch, or I think it's 3-inch band. Clamp that down, go for a run. As soon as I crank it up, I'm looking and I'm waiting for it to idle down. It'll hit like 750, so it's idling like 1200, but it's reading at like 0.8, and usually it would already be reading at like 1.2, 1.3, 1.5 something, and then it'll kind of pop down to 1.1, 1.2. Okay. But it was 0.8, and I was like, well, that's different. So then I wait a little bit more, and it starts to idle down, gets around 750, and it's running 0.9, 1, knocks a little bit over 1, knocks back down under 1, and it's just back and forth, and how it should be, loping with the truck and everything. Like I said, stage 2 cam, nothing crazy, but it's gonna idle a little different. But yeah, that was nuts. Come to find out, the truck's been running fine the whole time. The wideband hasn't been reading right. Luckily, that doesn't interface with the vehicle in any way, and R-tard, I'll have to say that word on here, R-tard the cam because of that. But yeah, I was happy to see that. Went for a rip down the road real quick, not really a true heat cycle, but ripped it, got it on the highway, and just went down to the first light, turned it back around, came back to my neighborhood, and yeah, it seems like it runs so much better. No more loud noise under the cab. Now I always hear, and this is because I have headers now, how all the headers run down to the collector, and the collector is pretty much under the seat. So you're always going to hear something there, but it's not as loud as it was. It's manageable. I can hear the exhaust is only coming out of the back now. My wideband's running better, and yeah, problem solved. Thanks, Joey. Thank you so much for fixing the problem. Well, Joey, the problem was you tried to prevent it in the first place, and you got snaked out of a couple parts or whatever. It's fine, but still, for the amount of money I paid, you think they would have looked at those headers and go, he's got the thin clamps, and then he's got the wide clamps. We should use the wide clamps. No. That was the difference. So real quick, I'm gonna run outside. I'll show you the truck, get you, informed about what it is and everything, and take it from there. Because what I'm hoping is I'm able to kind of get this video up, and it's either going to motivate me to keep going, do more content and stuff like that, or at least people will find it interesting, and that'll motivate me to come back and show it off and answer questions and stuff like that. I love my truck. I have a new job kind of in the same field. I don't have to get my hands dirty. I work on a computer all day, but I work with like car parts and stuff like that. So this is kind of my wheelhouse now, and it has been for the past few years. I have projects going on. My brother and I have a 5.3 liter Gen 3 5.3. We're rebuilding right now. We have a 78 Nova with a 454 in it. We want to take that 454 out because it's really heavy for that car. Put the 5.3 in, put the computer, and been learning HP tuners a little bit, and this will help me learn more. And then we'll be able to build that Nova up and have us a nice little cool modernized retro car, and then maybe take the 454 and do something in the future with that. But I would like this to be the starting point for something, if not all that stuff, something, because I love my truck and I love everybody else's rides, and I love watching these videos on YouTube and all that stuff. So you don't get paid if you don't play. So let's play a little bit. I'm gonna pause this here and then we'll get out to the truck. Don't mind my dirty fingers. I'm gonna go ahead and embarrass myself first and foremost. Like I said, I was up under the truck fixing them things and didn't wear gloves for the first half, so I'll be right back. All right, so real quick, I was just gonna come in here and show you this engine. This is the 5.3 Gen 3. Last thing I did was put a little surfacing on them bores right there. My 3-jaw little honer, stone honer. Want to surface this, deck this if I'm able to. It probably doesn't really need it, but I'd like to knock some of this staining off if I can, but it's pretty flat already. Pardon the mess. This is all the junk. Most of this shit's gonna be thrown away. Probably have to get a new oil pan, shorter oil pan, window tray, all that. Just gotta, I've sprayed this off a little bit, but clean that a little bit more. It ain't too bad. Not trying to spend a bunch of money. We did break this all the way down, so I am gonna spend some money on things, but basically just try to reuse everything else. I got the heads in here. They're pretty much clean for the most part. Got the springs and everything off. All the rocker arms and all that shit's in here. Might try to soak them in some Chem Dip, but for the price, you can get the Pro LS ones for a couple $100 with the upgraded training kit already installed in it. So I do have, let's see, I got 4L60E there. I got the torque converter and everything too, but just thought I'd show you all that. And then, yeah, we're gonna walk out here and show you this truck. This is it. This is my 2019 Silverado. I did mention I did the tail lights. We got those from AZ. I can't remember. It was an aftermarket company, but they basically they're good for the warranty purposes if you gotta exchange it. But Chinese sequential tail lights, they're cool. I did have to get rid of the tow hitch, but I don't really need it anyway. That's the quad tip exhaust. This is a Minnesota truck, so she's got a little rust on the frame, but I don't really care about that. This is the Spintech mufflers that we got installed on it. And that's pretty much all that's been done so far. Show you the inside. Like I said, got the center console. The one I bought, apparently they had cut out a section. I'm kind of kicking some ideas around about doing like a little trap door or something right there that I could utilize for some storage. Still the same 8-inch screen and all that. It does got CarPlay and everything. All the stuff works. The lights light up and all that mess. So we're working on doing some interior stuff, but that's the AEM right there. And we'll go ahead and give it a crank real quick. Crawl up in here. Not too bad. I gotta speak up a little louder, but it's all good. See if I can get those band clamps that we gave you that. Just going into closed loop now, so. There's a Z71, so it's got the Z71 front end on it. I think it's like 69,000 miles. Yeah, 69.5. So I will have to do my oil change soon, but I don't really drive it too much since I basically sit at the house all day. I don't have anywhere to go, so I never drive it, which is good because right now it's telling me I'm getting 10 miles a gallon when I'll definitely let you know that's not always the case. Let's see. This is flashing, but it's reading 1.1, and it'll kick back down to round 1, which is perfectly fine. I think Lambda's 14.70 anyway, so if it's reading at 15, I'm fine with that. But yeah, that's the truck. Get that cut off. We'll show you one other thing. Oh, that fuel smell is so good. I did get this key fob, AJT Designs, and you just take your old one apart and put the board in there, and it's so much better. It's clicky buttons, it's not rubber, not getting all that crap all over it. But these are nice, and then you can always take it apart by the screws and change it out, change the buttons, fix anything you need to, change the battery. So pretty cool. All right, I had to put my eyes on, go outside and all that, so should have been wearing them the whole time, but now here we are, so I'm gonna go ahead and readjust this. Yeah, that was the truck. I do have a bunch more stuff I'm gonna do, whatever we're due, but we're getting there one thing at a time. Like I said, a place I work for now, they sell aftermarket truck stuff, so we got a really good open box system. So there's actually some stuff on there. There's a functional ram air hood. I do have the Cold Air Industries cold air intake. It's like insulated. It's got the top cover, but you can just unscrew it, take the top cover off. So I was thinking about getting that ram air just to help. I mean, and then in the future, if I do actually need it even more, then I'll have it. But not really a prominent thing I need to be worried about. Some amp research step bars, but that's more of a want, not a need. Got a really killer price on a set of the Extremes with the dual motors on each side. But if we're able to, we'll do that. What I'd like to do next is, because it's a Z71, it's got a little bit of rake in the back, and being that I don't have a tow hitch anymore, I'm gonna go ahead and reverse level that down. I'd like to do a 3-inch drop, because about a 3-inch difference it seems. I did replace the rear shocks already. They have Bilstein 5100s in the rear, but I still have the Ranchos in the front, and they're crusty, rusty. So I would like to lower the back 3 inches to kind of give it a level. And if I'm able to achieve that level and it looks good and everything, that's kind of where I'd like to keep the height. Anything more than that, it would be like a 2-4 drop, so it'd only be like an extra inch. And other than that, I just do a flip kit, but I don't feel like messing with like the drive shaft and having to worry about angles and all that stuff at the moment. I like my truck how it is. I like the height that it is. I don't want it too low. If I wanted a low vehicle, I'd have bought a car. But I have a truck, so I do love low trucks though. I like tubbed out monster notches and 4 links in the back and all that stuff. I love it all. But maybe one day, maybe a different truck. This is going to be the modern daily driver, but standout-y kind of truck, since it's cammed and stuff like that. But Still want it to be a little more higher up than usual. So yeah, a little level in the back, maybe get a new radio, bigger screen. I like the big Tesla screen things, but I kind of just want maybe an iPad. Maybe get, I mean, I have an iPad, get like a mount or something. I can mount it over the screen and just click it in, or somewhere in the center console, looks like you could just kind of set one right in there and have an iPad in there, but we'll see. No, maybe some new seats, that would be cool. Heated cool seats, heated steering wheel, all that stuff you can just plug and play for the most part. But even if I just got some nice little faux leather seat covers on it, and I got some badging, Intimidator badging and stuff like that I'm gonna put on there. But I'm also thinking about doing like the old black and gray stripe. It was like a gray and white red stripe down the side on the black trucks that they used to have back in the 90s and stuff. That kind of little colorway, I do like that. So I was thinking about kind of maybe getting a wrap to kind of work that out. I was just kicking ideas around. So if you see this video, you have any good ideas or think any of my ideas are good or dumb, let me know. I like muscle trucks, I like race trucks, I like lowered trucks, I like jacked up trucks, they're cool. You know, old square body with some big old swampers on it, Mickey Thompsons or something. Heck yeah, that's awesome. But for me, I like racing. I like race trucks. So that's kind of your thing. Hang on, let's go for the ride together, and let me see what you got. Tell me in the comments, and I'll be here. Anyways, y'all have a great day. I think I've held you up long enough, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Peace.